So this was the sprint orienteering on a section of the University of Kansas campus. We started on a little bit of map that was drawn originally at 1 to 2000, I think. So it's a little bit overdrawn, but it's a fun little area with lots of rocks. I wasn't really looking at the map very carefully on the way to the second control. Just kind of moving along, and you'll see that I came to a complete dead stop where I had to decide which side of the little out of bounds area it was. There's the dead stop. Turn to the right and head into the control. Now the next leg, I have a little bit of an advantage because I'm familiar with this area. I knew about the tunnel. I didn't have to even really look at the map to know that the tunnel was there and that would be a good route choice option. When I watch the videos of this, I realize I really go slowly down the stairs. It's probably fine. Take it carefully. But if I were trying to be a little bit faster, running faster downstairs would be a place to gain some time without much trouble. Actually, I saw the flag at number 4 rather, when I was on the way to number 3. Up until this point, the whole course had been, or almost the whole course had been on pavement. I was running in a little bit worn out road running shoes, so that was fine. But just that little bit of grass there, uphill, and then a little bit of grass downhill here was slippery from the shoes. I haven't really figured out the best solution for shoes to wear on an urban sprint like this or a campus sprint like this. Maybe there is no perfect shoe to wear for that kind of thing. So along here, it would obviously be better to run on the pavement there, but I took a quick look at the map and the pavement is all marked as olive green, so a place not to run, and I thought I should follow the rule, even though it would be quite nice to run on that pavement. Another little slightly slippery downhill there. So you might notice that campus looks very empty. That's because today, June 6th, is between semesters. It's a Saturday, and I started just before 8 in the morning. So there's not many people out. I don't recall seeing anybody on foot, and only just a few cars. So Mary told me, Mary's the course setter, she told me that there was some construction that popped up just yesterday here. She had put the control where that out of bounds construction area is, and had to move it a little. I didn't notice that at the time. Guess that's another problem with campus maps and with campus course setting is things can change day to day. So this next control is like a little garden, but going back probably 30, 35 years, this was a swimming pool. So this grassy area here was the swimming pool. Now it's just a little bit of a garden. Oh, I almost never read descriptions or control codes for that matter on sprint courses. But this one I did take a look as I was jogging slowly up these stairs um, to make sure I understood what side of that wall the marker was going to be on. And it is on the far side. Um, again, this is a good picture of how empty campus is. This parking lot would normally have a bunch of cars in it. It's student housing there, and it is completely empty. So on this next leg to 11, there's an option of a right or left route choice. I went left. That to me looked a little bit shorter, although I think it adds probably a line of climb. Um, one of those really close options. To go to the right gets you maybe, like I say, a little bit less climb, but I think it's longer. The grass in here is on the right is mapped as rough open and looks not too bad. I think this is the place that Mary told me they did a bunch of mowing again just yesterday. Well, it looks a little rough there. So that rough open is plays a part in the next leg because there's two route choice options. Uh, Going pretty close to straight takes you down a hill towards 12 through rough open ground. But that's going to be pretty thick at this time of year. Might warrant having vertical green lines on it. I should wait until the map image turns to talk about leg 12. Yeah, so here you can see the options of take the road down and then follow that staircase that comes in a little bit left, or try to go more straight. Um, if the grass was mowed, it would probably be better to go straight. I jogged down the road to kind of look and see if I could tell how deep the grass was, and it looked pretty rough. So I decided to take the steps. Again, another downhill. That really slows me down because I go slowly down steps. Um, if I were preparing for anything more serious with sprint orienteering, I could probably find plenty of seconds by working on my working on pushing down hills. Of course, I could also take a fall and tumble down a staircase, and that wouldn't be much fun. Now, 12 to 13 is another route choice leg, and there's really a couple of options, or really two options, I guess. You could go left, which I think was a little tiny bit longer, because you have to go kind of beyond the control and then come back in. But you're a little bit closer to the line, so maybe it's worth doing. Not really sure. But I went around this way to the right, past the parking garage there. Parking garage is, of course, out of bounds, or it's mapped as a building, so you're not allowed to go through it. But if it were mapped with some kind of canopy, I guess, you could probably run through it. That's not how it was mapped, so go around. So to 14 is another route choice option. There's a left route and a right route. The left route goes through a big parking lot, so you can kind of, I think it's probably a little bit shorter. And at this time of year, you can count on the parking lot having no vehicles, so you can hold a straight line. On the other hand, it'd be kind of fun to take the route to the right, because then you go right by Allen Fieldhouse. You go under the overpass that has the original rules of basketball written on it. When you get past that, you could glance to the right and see the James Naismith, founder of basketball, statue. The James Naismith one is to the left. I think it's Fog Allen is to the right. So you've got the father of basketball coaching, Fog Allen, to the right, and father of basketball, James Naismith, on the left. But that's if you take the right route. I took the left route, which I think was a little shorter and a little faster. So as I was coming into this control, I took a quick, careful glance at the map. That little bit of grass I just crossed over, when I first glanced at the map, I thought it might have been a out of bounds area, olive green. It was not. It was yellow, so I ran right through it. And this leg, at this point in the course, I'm pretty tired, of course, because I'm old and not in very good shape, but pushing as hard as I can. This leg is taking us to a small sculpture of a jayhawk, so that's fun. I remember that you could see the flag itself from quite a long ways away. And there's the Jayhawk statue, running just behind the Jayhawk. Punch the control, and on the way to the last control. Last control has a little bit of a staircase to run up, just to kind of give you one last bit of hill to climb, but almost done. And it was overall a pretty good run. The course was fun. Weather was uncomfortable. I think it was about 74, 75 Fahrenheit with a dew point right around 72. So a lot of sweating was going on at this point. But it was enjoyable. I was the first out, ran a little early so I could help with the download at the finish, which meant I didn't see anybody out there. But I also got maybe a degree or two cooler temperature. All in all, a lot of fun.